Hello friends, I heartily welcome you to my channel. In this session, we are going to understand how a corrosion can be a cause for economy, property, and life disaster. So this is the outline of my talk. We will discuss about scenario of corrosion in India, types and theory of corrosion, factors affecting to corrosion, effects of corrosion, some tragedies happen due to the corrosion, and the prevention of corrosion. Let us discuss one by one. So first of all, we will discuss about Indian scenario of the corrosion. Friends, in October 2016, there were one news in the Economic Times of India. At that time, Sunil Daggal, he was the CEO of Hindustan Zinc Limited. He told that India losses around $100 billion per year on account of corrosion. So this amount is around 4 to 5% of total GDP of India. He also told that one-fourth total production of iron gets destroyed due to the corrosion. So what get happen due to this? So it makes extra load on mining and metal extraction processes. It causes loss to the environment. It also causes loss to the valuable human life. So what is the exact meaning of corrosion? So corrosion is a process of chemical or electrochemical decay or the destruction of metal due to the surrounding medium. Generally, all metal gets corroded. There are some exceptional cases, that is non-reactive metals, they are corroded hardly. If there are more impurities present in the metal, then there are more chances of the corrosion of the metal. So corrosion in case of the iron and the steel is called as rusting. And friends, remember, the corrosion and the erosion, these are the two different phenomena. So erosion, it is the about the mechanical destruction of the metal. So now let us go to the types of the corrosion. Based on the corroding medium, there are two basic types of the corrosion. First one is atmospheric corrosion, second one is immersed corrosion. So atmospheric corrosion, it is the corrosion when metal comes in contact with atmospheric air, then solid gas heterogeneous system is formed and corrosion occurs under this process is called as atmospheric corrosion. We can take a very simple example of this type of corrosion, that is a silver gets become blackish. Now second type is the immersed corrosion. So when metal comes in contact with liquid, then solid liquid heterogeneous system is formed and corrosion occurs under this process is called as immersed corrosion. We can take a simple example for this, that is water tank corrosion. So now, what is the exact theory behind the corrosion? How corrosion occurs? What is the concept of the corrosion? That is basically proposed by many theories. That is acid theory, colloid theory, chemical attack theory, biological theory, or electrochemical theory. So out of these theories, electrochemical theory is one of the widely accepted and universally accepted theory. So let us discuss about the electrochemical theory of the corrosion. So this theory was proposed by scientist W.R. Whitney in 1903. According to this theory, water is essential factor for the corrosion. So means there should have formation of the thin film of the water on the surface of the metal, then only corrosion get start. So let us understand how the corrosion proceeds. According to this theory, so there are formation of the many galvanic cells on the surface of the metal. So how these galvanic cells get formed? So means whatever the area of the metal which is supposed to be corroded, means whenever there are cracks to the metal, whenever there are a rough portion to the metal, so this portion of the metal is considered as a anode, or it is supposed to be anode, and whatever the remain part of the metal which is non-corroded, it is supposed to be cathode. So due to the formation of such a two different potential, there are formation of the galvanic cells and some reactions get proceed and the corrosion will start. So let us discuss how the corrosion starts. So at the site of the anode, there is oxidation of the iron. So here we are considering iron is one of the example for discussion of the electrochemical theory of the corrosion. So see, at the side of the anode, iron undergoes oxidation by losing some electrons, and there are formation of the Fe2 plus ions. Then simultaneously in the water, there is a slight ionization of the water, and there is a formation of H plus and the OH minus ion. And then this H plus ions it goes to the cathode, and at the cathode they takes the electron and they undergoes reduction, and then there is a formation of the hydrogen gas. Let us understand the how reactions get happen at the side of anode and at the side of cathode. So at the side of anode, there is oxidation of iron. At the side of the cathode, there is reduction of the hydrogen, and then there is a formation of the hydrogen gas. Simultaneously water undergoes ionization. Now after formation of the hydrogen gas, this hydrogen gas liberated at the site of the cathode, and OH minus ions left behind. Then this OH minus ions migrates towards the anode. Simultaneously Fe2 plus ions migrate towards the cathode. So during the migration of Fe2 plus ions, there is oxidation of Fe2 plus ions to the Fe3 plus ions in presence of atmospheric air. Then this remain Fe2 plus ions and the Fe3 plus ions meets to the OH minus ion, and then there are formation of ferric hydroxide and the ferrous hydroxide. Then whatever the ferrous hydroxide is formed, that undergoes oxidation, and some ferrous hydroxide gets converted into the ferric hydroxide. Then finally this remain ferrous hydroxide and the ferric hydroxide, it reacts with the carbon dioxide which is present in the atmospheric air, and hydroxycarbonate will get formed, which is red in color, which is called as rust, that generally we observed in case of the corrosion of the iron. So this is about electrochemical theory of the corrosion of iron. So now let us discuss about the factors affecting to the corrosion. So there are 5 major factors which affects to the corrosion. So first factor is the position of metal in the electrochemical series. What is electrochemical series? So where this is the series where the metals are arranged according to their standard electron reduction potential. So means in this series, metals which are present at the top, they have a higher negative potential and they corrode fastly. So just like a metal of lithium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, they corrode very fastly. But metals which are present at the lower side, that is metal like silver, metal like gold, they corrode slowly. So now the next one is the impurity in the metal. So pure metals corroded hardly, but if impurities are present in the metal, they corroded fastly. In this case specifically, if less reactive impurities are present in the metal, then these impurities enhances the rate of the corrosion. Then third factor is the humidity of the air. So if the humidity of the air is below 50%, then there is almost no corrosion. If the humidity of the air is 50 to 80%, then there is a mild corrosion. But if the humidity of air is more than 80%, then there is a severe corrosion. So now the fourth effect is the effect of the oxygen. See, if oxygen is present in the liquid medium, then it causes the corrosion, then it enhances the rate of the corrosion. If the oxygen is present in the air, then it acts as a self-stippling, so means it prevents the corrosion. And the last factor is the effect of the hydrogen over voltage. So hydrogen over voltage means it is the extra voltage required to evolve the hydrogen from the surface of metal than the voltage required to evolve the hydrogen from the surface of pure platinum metal. So if the hydrogen over voltage is high, then there is a fast corrosion, and if the hydrogen over voltage is low, then there is a low corrosion, or there is a no corrosion. So now effect of the corrosion. So there are so many impact which get happen to the metal as well as to the human being due to the corrosion. There is a loss of the mechanical strength, structural failure, then injuries to the people due to the structural failure, then reduce the value of the goods due to the bad appearance of the metal. Then there is a contamination in the fluid due to the corrosion, perforations to the vessel, loss of surface properties of the metal, and loss of the mechanical properties of the metal. So now some tragedies happen due to the corrosion. There are so many tragedies which was happened due to the corrosion, but here I have highlighted some tragedies. So first one is one of the very famous tragedy that we know, that is Bhopal gas tragedy, which was happened in the 1984. So this gas tragedy which was happened due to the presence of corroded iron inside the tank of the MIC. So this corroded iron acted as a catalyst to react the water with the MIC. This information that I have got from some engineering report that I read. Then next tragedy, it is about the British European Airways flight 706. It was crashed in the 1971. At that time 70 people were killed. Again, there is one more very interesting tragedy, that is Prudhoe Bay Alaska oil spill in 2016. This in this case particularly 267,000 US gallon oil were spilled, and engineering report said that this is due to the internal microbial corrosion of the pipes. And the last one, that is prevention of the corrosion. So we can form the alloy of the many metals, then it can prevent the corrosion. Then removal of the impurities from the metal, specifically impurities of the lower position in the electrochemical series, that we have to remove. Then polishing of the surface of the metal, then removal of the strain by giving some heat treatment to the metal, then formation of the oxide on the surface of the metal, oxide film on the surface of the metal, then coating of metal with paint, the glass, varnish, oil, or any other metals, it can also prevent the corrosion. Then coating of metal by any other metal, that is by electroplating. Then controlling some external conditions, means metal should not be come in contact with acid, soil, electric current, circulating water, then also we can prevent the corrosion. So these are the some images about how the structural damages of the metal due to the corrosion. So lastly, I want to make some concluding remarks. The timely measures taken on corrosion can result not only in cost reduction, but it can also become a saving cause for hundreds of valuable human life. So lastly, I appeal to all, prevent the corrosion, save economy, and save valuable human life. Thank you.